Okay, I'm gonna sit down right here, right in the sticker. No,
I was gonna say I can
right in
scoot
the
over,
stickers.
or we can move over.
No, me and Puma are sitting right here on the curb because we're gonna do this little live stream and talk about today's aftermath of what went down in Denver. It's my friend Puma. So, it takes a minute for these things to go live. People sometimes will chat in here with us, but we just at least do this for documentation purposes.
Yeah.
So this morning, Denver showed up down to this camp along the South Platte River Drive. We've been talking about this a lot, and we knew that Denver was coming. They had given 72-hour notices to the RVs last Friday, and they told everybody in the tents that they were fine, that they could stay, that there was no issue with anybody in the tents. And my friend Puma here was in one of those tents, and I went down this morning at 7:15 to help them, and I was told I'd be arrested. So I didn't get to go in and help the people that needed help. And Puma was set up by the porta potty and the hand washing station that I had delivered because we were going to cook for everybody today. And so they all made it down here tonight. We went ahead and cooked for everyone anyway. They've all been slaving their asses all day and didn't have any food and water. And so Puma here was telling me how things went down when he got down here, and I just want him to continue to tell the story because it's bad. So, tell us.
Well, nothing was anything like what they said in regards to what was going to happen with the move of evacuating the area because of a fire hazard. Not one park ranger, not the officers from Inglewood or Denver and fire department, none of them were on the same page on what actually was going on, what to do, how to help, to the point where it just became more agitating. And the only thing that they did keep saying is, your stuff will not go to the trash. It will go to a storage unit if you are there or not there, and that they'll give a phone number and have a list of detail of like what is in your storage. So
Denver is required to store the items of the homeless for up to 60 days.
60 days.
And they have to go retrieve their belongings if they can't get them out of these eviction zones or these people shuffling events. And so I think Puma was getting stuff organized, and what happened?
The thing is like they said, if we're there or not, and it's getting packed, where I was helping out, because I was helping out one of my family members and packing up their things since they were not there at the moment. And they knew what was separate because I helped them separate from trash and what is actually staying, and loaded it up on our bike trailers because that's how we're getting things moved around.
And they didn't even give you any notice.
Nope.
They didn't tell you that you had to get out, or I mean, what were you doing? Because for all you knew, you were staying because you were in a tent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They said it's not because of anything other than fire hazard. I really wish I had brought one of the posters that they had posted up saying differently, which it was chemicals and all kinds of other problems in that we.
Right.
But yeah.
And was the fire department even there?
They were.
They were.
However, they had no idea to me, they had no idea what they were talking about, because I'm like, okay, well, if something is a fire hazard, even in a business, they have to have that business that allowed time to get that corrected.
Yeah.
So let us know what is that fire hazard, which, okay, got it. You have to have water at your spot, a certain amount per fire area just to put it out. They were afraid that we would set fire from one end of the street and all the way down the road.
That's what they were telling you?
Yeah. So that was the reason for us having to be evacuated. So
Were they calling it an evacuation?
Yeah, of the whole area.
Evacuation.
They gave us, technically they said we had 2 hours, 7:15 when I guess they started, to 9 o'clock is when we
This
had.
morning.
Yeah, is when we technically had to be done, which was just chaotic because they kept coming over every 2 seconds, interrupting, and so that just added more frustration. But
so I interrupted you. So back to the piece about you separating all this trash and stuff.
yeah, so in regards to that, they came over, like they let us know that they're starting right here, show some improvement on what's being packed so that way they can get the trash versus take away our stuff, and either way our stuff is not going to the trash. I had it packed up in bins with lids, and they were watching the whole entire time. I even spoke to some of them where they were actually watching it to make sure that it didn't go to the trash, so I could ride all the way down, an hour ride, to go and get some of the other people that live on the over here.
You were trying to help?
Yeah, and because we don't have phones, so I'm like, okay, well, let me run down there and let them know, because they went to Father Woody's so they can shower and stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, this is happening. So
all these people didn't even know
that they were actually there.
Yeah.
So, but they let me do that run, and they even watched to make sure that it does not go to the trash. And so I don't get how, if you just saw me and you've been speaking to me since the beginning of this, well, it's only messed up because I just now helped you separate trash.
You're welcome.
I'm putting the things over there for you so you can throw away in the trash. It can give you something to do. Granted, it's not my job,
Right.
But
you weren't even supposed to be having to move.
Right.
So you were trying to help everybody organize.
And the crazy part is it started when they pulled the bulldozer over, which is retarded, with a whole bunch of dirt to ride up over there, and they ran over my backpack once already.
Wow.
When still didn't stop, and I did throw my water bottle trying to get his attention, since nobody else wanted to try to stop him from running over stuff. And I had a friend that passed, and they ran over that little memorial area of him.
Oh,
but
are you serious?
Yeah. And
was that for Joe?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I ended up getting my backpack that they ran over, which had my phone and all things that are sentimental to me, because also his things were in there too.
So the tractor was on its way to run over your stuff that was sitting right there.
Yeah. So it's like, you already know, because you've had all day of knowing that it was, because they've been watching it. So the fact that it's there and they've been saying it's going to go to storage, here's the number, and when it came down to it, that number and packing anything for storage never happened, which I already knew wasn't going to, because it hasn't happened in the past.
So what happened with your stuff?
Went to use the restroom, come back, and they cleaned it up and threw it away. The trash can, or the dumpsters that actually crush, bike trailer, my wagon, my backpack that had everything that was sentimental and important to me, like everything else, could just go into the trash can. That it's more upsetting, the fact that they kept saying this all day, and in the end, yeah.
That's disheartening.
Yeah.
So they're coming back tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, best part about that was they wanted us to actually leave, but we did work something out. I'm like, you're gonna run into the same situation tomorrow morning if we're not doing anything tonight, and come back 6:30 a.m.
But they didn't even give you guys in the tents any notice.
No.
And so you were moving your stuff anyway. Why? Just to cooperate, or what?
You got to pick your battles, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna give it a try and do it, and just not make it a hassle for them, because I can be a handful. I can be a handful in arguing my point, and I'm like, okay, let's go with it.
Cooperate.
Let's go with it. Let's go ahead and do this storage thing. I'm packing, and still just
And
lost
it never made it into storage.
Yeah.
That stuff you packed, it went to the trash.
Yep. And they left the trash. That's the fucked up part. Sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
But to me, that's the messed up part.
They
left the
stuff
trash.
and left the trash
The
pile
trash is
that you made.
Right, the trash pile is there, and yeah.
Unreal.
I'm like, awesome. So, yes. I'm used to my things going missing or thrown away. It's just, or if it's little things like that to me, which to me it's a big deal, but if...
Yeah, there are a lot of sentimental things in there.
Right. And so if anyone else was to actually have gone through that, then, I mean, granted, it's what they're saying is supposed to happen, but then they wonder why we don't really listen to them, and
why they're why nobody respects them, why they can't be trusted, why they lie.
Because honestly, like, I know that we're just us, and we're
just us.
Sorry,
You're just a human. You mean you're just a human that deserves some dignity
and we all, even as our community, we have our flaws in it, and still need to work on some things on keeping things together, and that's what you make sure that we.
I've been trying.
So,
They know that we've.
And I'm a mess on my own, but I actually stayed up all night and got that all cleaned up, and
you're a good guy.
I'm like, great.
You've been helping a lot of people.
I don't know why I'm in shock. Actually, I don't really know why.
Because you know why you're in shock? Because nobody expects to be treated like that. Be bald-faced, lied to.
And it's just something I gotten used to, so that's why I don't.
You were trying to be respectful and cooperative.
I'm used to that part and everything like that.
That's because of who you are. That's because who you are. So you just expect a little reciprocation. You expect the same.
So I'm like, what do I do now? Do I do a lawsuit that's going to go nowhere, and that energy, which it's...
You don't know. I think you need to make some calls to some civil rights attorneys.
And that's the thing also. The second shift after everybody left had no idea what we were talking about. And everybody's like, hey, can you give us that number, and where's the storage bins that you guys said, so we can put our things in there, so that way we're not getting arrested tomorrow, and we can have our things out the way and ready to go. Where's that phone number? Where's that storage place at? And they're looking at us like they have no idea. Actually, no, they actually said they have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's the B team. So. That's Denver's B team.
Yeah.
I think they're probably still in training.
And it wasn't just Denver. It was Denver, Inglewood,
all the city employees down there. Did anybody offer you any resources?
Just the same thing for going downtown in the shelters. Not really.
Did anybody name a shelter?
No.
No, just some shelter?
I mean, I think of you as a very reliable resource, and they're saying, how can we help you guys move? And you're there to help us move and help things get done, and they're blocking the help.
Yep.
So much to the point where, like, you have to take an extra detour just to go through a park.
Yeah. We could have been a lot of help.
Right.
We could have been a lot of help.
Right.
But instead, Denver was interested in arresting us. They told Marcos they couldn't have me in there because my mouth gets in the way of their work. How can someone's mouth get in the way of your physical labor? Oh, that's right, because cops don't do any physical labor.
No. Oh, I even asked for one to come over and speak to me, like, because everyone else is like, had no useful information. They're like, well, this isn't our show. Even the fire department, which it's a fire hazard, is the reason why, said we have to speak to the officers because they're the ones going to be guiding how things go, and he didn't even want to speak to me. I'm like, maybe you can help me out. Can you come here, or what's up? And man, I think you're nicer than me, because I've been calling them names out of every freaking book except for like the two of them that were useful to me. Well, not useful to me, but actually helped.
Yeah.
And yeah, they watched over
it.
I'm
not nice. I'm definitely not nice. It's called free speech. They can handle it. It's their job.
Yeah.
They can handle it. Yeah, I think it's time for those guys to go.
Yeah.
This is not...
And It's just we can be there working over the night. They just don't want to see us sleeping.
Oh, you could be there working?
Yeah.
You could be there working overnight?
Yeah, they just didn't want us over there sleeping, but they want us to, we can continue moving things, but no sleep part, which...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we are still at the...
Well, how about this? That was...
I swear that they're following, too, because they're
following? Oh, hell
as
yeah,
far
they're
as,
following.
I'm like, where can I set my things? Because it's going to be more than one trip for one.
So you're going back into the war zone here shortly. I had to provide dinner for everyone about a mile away. They all had to come up here and eat because Denver wouldn't let me cook for them.
They said they were worried that we would cause problems within ourselves of us taking each other's things, and in the end, the problem came from them throwing our things away, and that's actually the problem that we had almost not coming up here to eat.
Imagine that.
Because nobody wants to lose the little bit of things that we do have. So
and their excuse was that they're helping you. They're protecting you from each other as they're throwing your shit in the trash.
Because granted, we had our little things over there that can be worked on, but it was a functional, strip of...
Do you think that should be a sanctioned piece of land? Because Hancock, the mayor, is sanctioning land in downtown to camp on.
And that's the thing. That's to me, that's idiotic.
Right?
I mean,
when you have this?
Yeah, downtown is downtown, and I have family that's down there and everything like that, and I am all for the space downtown because space is space, and telling everybody to go downtown is... If this little space isn't going to work, and there's way more downtown, and that's not going to house anything. And some of us, I love downtown, and that's where I grew up. But
I just
which is crazy.
I just think about the space until you guys can, if you had a secure space where you knew you could, work on things that you needed to work on to get off the streets.
We understand that there's going to have to be work with law force in any area that they decide.
Right.
And we understand, we have to work on the keeping things together, and I understand their concerns on where waste is and sanitation.
But there's a simple fix to that, right?
Right.
The porta potty you got today, and the hand washing station.
Everyone who's skipping those roles and just writing to them about a problem, as I explained to one of my friends last night, we have to do the same thing eventually,
I know.
Because all they're hearing is the problem, and I really doubt that the ones writing in about a problem is writing about a solution.
Exactly.
And we're also not doing that voice either. So.
Give me just a minute.
Yeah.
Just...
Man, I didn't say shit to that sack of bacon. And I'm not even kidding.
You guys just... Please don't.
You haven't started shit here. Feel better.
Just... Please don't. I know, but... Please.
Yes,
Puma, you're the greatest. You know that? You're one of the... You've tolerated a lot of me, too, down there. Hooping and hollering and making it, but I always feed you.
Right? Yeah. Lord knows that.
Did you get enough to eat tonight?
I'm still gonna be
There's. Do you want? Look.
And the funny part is, it's not just me.
Okay.
I
Well,
wish I could eat that much.
I
can.
Then I think this is extra. So.
Trust me, I have a brother and sis, and trust me, they will eat me out of house and home as well as all of this. So.
We're done. Does anybody want any more? Does anybody want more hamburger hot dogs? Extra what?
If you have one extra, I'll take one for text.
Oh, really?
That'll be nice. I have a bike that somebody stole and I'm trying to get back home, but he stole my bike, so.
Yeah, here, make him up a thing. I'll get you a bag. Okay?
Okay.
Puma, you want to take those back down?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'll get you a bag. Make them up how you want them or whatever. So, yeah, these stories are ridiculous. I'm just, I don't even know what to really say. There you go. Oh, do you need a bag too, hon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And he's back. Been moving shit non-stop. So we're gonna go talk to another individual. He's kind of really private about this whole thing. They really wiped him out too. It's Greg. I need to go talk to Greg. There you go, hon.
Okay.
Hey, Greg. Can I just... Would you mind talking to me a little bit? I wanted to just make this little video.
I just need a second here.
Sure.
Yeah, can you just
I'll give you a few.
please?
I'll come back. Yeah, no problem. So, I was going to feed these people today. I have $500 worth of food that was donated. And, hey, turn that off. You'll be blinding my camera. I know what you're doing. You bet, Phil. Are you all right? You got everything you need?
Yep.
You almost broke my nail.
Oh, I'm lucky.
That would have turned brutal.
Yeah, I bet.
So we're going to talk to Greg in a minute. But we fed everybody tonight. That's exactly what we had set out to do today. We got a porta potty and a hand washing station, and we had it down at the camp, which is about a mile away from here. And Denver was not going to let me help or any of my help today. They were going to arrest me is what they were going to do. So I had to pay. I had to pay to play, apparently. I don't know. Oh, perfect. You got a box?
Yeah.
All right, good. Good. You're going to take that down?
Yeah.
All right.
Throw some chips in here and stuff.
All right, you know how to get a hold of me, okay? So, thank you for
Sure.
talking to me.
It's no problem.
All right, Puma, be careful, okay? Be careful.
I think, did she tell you we think we have a battery possibly that might work for her camper? Last night?
For Joy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Someone came through and she said the voltage and everything on it, we should test it first. It should get it started, hopefully.
Okay.
So at least that battery will get that started. So she's going to try not to have it trained or hook it up yet until...
Right. Okay. All right, very good.
Hopefully.
Well, she can get in touch with me. The things that go on at night with the people that live on the streets, they're very resourceful. It's called people shuffling. Okay, I'm gonna try to talk to Greg in a little bit. So I'm gonna end this and start packing up.